morning, everybody. I couldn't find my little short tripod, and so I'm hand holding it, so it's awkward. We're going with it. So it is Thursday, November 17th at 7 o'clock. I painted my nails this morning and kind of took some me time. I was working, but I was, enjoying my couch and my blanket and all that. So I just got into the shop. It's been a few weeks since I've done a behind the scenes, so I thought today would be a good day as we are gearing up for Black Friday. So I currently have the F mark running. I am also going to assemble some albums. We got some new, let's see if I can grab them real quick. We have some albums here. I said new, but they're really not. They've been at the shop for months, and I have just had other projects and stuff. But this is what they look like. They're little freebie albums for our freebies that we send out in our orders. I believe Planner Kate's freebies will also fit in there. It's been a long time since I've placed an order with her, so I'm not 100% sure. But I think our sizing is pretty similar for those. So anyway, I'm getting some covers made up so I can get photos done so Kim can list them before Black Friday. I also have some 6x8 reusable albums coming, or I think they'll hold 5x7 sheets, and some interchangeable sticker storage that I'm super excited about. I have like a small limited number of those coming. I'm hoping they'll be here before Black Friday. We also have some spaz washi tape, like actual washi tape, coming to the shop as well. I'm not sure if those will be here in time. Time just never is on my side. It's actually something I've been talking to my husband about a lot lately. So yeah, we are gonna be trying to get all of that stuff into the shop and uploaded to the website before the sale. So basically the only production things I'm going to be doing today are assembling some of these albums and running the F mark. It is Thursday, so I have a ton of videos to film. I have a non-kit new release video to film, the plan with me, and then I'm actually filming the kits for $199 and $200 today. Those don't go live until December 1st, but with the sale next week and Thursday being Thanksgiving, I'm not going to be able to film that day, so I'm going to have to figure something out for the plan with me and when I'm going to do all that stuff. But I have the items for $199 and $200, so I'm going to go ahead and film those and get that done with. I had wanted to do a frequently asked questions, either about me or OUC, and I haven't even posted the infographics for those to gather questions. So I thought, you know what, I kind of had already factored that into my daily plan, so I thought I would just go ahead and swap that and sub in a behind the scenes video for you guys. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and get this day started. Okay, so I got some printing done. So the way we structure our print thread in Slack is by kind of grouping them based on whether it's new stock, freebies that need cut, things that we're needing for orders, things that are out of stock, things that are urgent, like low stock, and then just regular, like, okay, this we know is a good seller and we're getting to a level in which we can go ahead and start prepping new ones, but not necessarily extremely needed quickly. Needed extremely quickly. Word orders hard. So anyway, this is just a new stock that I printed. So basically what we do after we print that is just then filter what goes to the F mark pile and what goes to Ashley to cut at her home office. So she cuts on Tuesday, Thursday, and a couple hours on the weekend. And then depending on how long she's at the shop, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, she'll cut a little bit then. So she does 99% of our silhouette cutting. I do all of the F-mark cutting. Sam is taking over the custom scripts on Monday, and then Luann cuts those the rest of the day. So it's just a whole bunch of different moving parts and ways of routing things. So I have to separate these. So these two bottom, they're called crop marks or registration marks. So if there's 2 squares at the bottom, I know it goes into my F-mark stack. So I basically just kind of sort them, trying to see if I can fit all of this in the thing. So I sort them by the SKU so that I know where one file ends and the next one begins. So that is some cute little ladybug stickers. I think those come out mid-September. And then we have some washi. So now for our deco kits, we always have had done the deco journaling, and we're adding in washi for those that want to make it more like a full kit. We don't plan to do full boxes with these. There's enough of the other little stuff, but it just kind of gives some more options. So that's happening. That one has the 3 registration marks, so that one goes to Ashley's house for cutting, which will go in this new stock case. And everything is divided into these cases that are labeled and organized so that she knows what is most important to least important. Spaz wants to go outside. I already locked her out of my office and she managed to come back in. Something else that we do that's super handy is, so this is like a muted rainbow cell phone icon. And we also do, you know, different colors. All of these are exactly the same cut file, just with the colors changed. So that makes it really nice. When we go to print and restock, like the rainbow cell phones, we'll go ahead and look at the other items in that same SKU. So like this is I36M, so we'll look at the I36 rainbow, etc., and print whatever might be needed coming up quickly. So that is super handy, because when you put a file into any of the machines, it's kind of smart to go ahead and cut anything else that you might need. I have got to put her back out. She's driving me crazy. It's like 30 degrees and dark, and my office door does not shut all the way. Like eventually she can open it up. I don't ever shut my office door. Spaz is the only quote person I want to keep out of there sometimes. So alright, so I'm just going to go through and finish getting these sorted, and then we will route them to the proper location. Today is done. So with the TPC sale, the Black Friday sale being next Thursday through the following Monday, it is starting to get pretty quiet as far as orders go. The you know, calm before the storm. But this is my current cut stack, and new kit stuff is here, and then like some test files, test sheets are down there. That is for our next couple of kits that we'll be releasing mid-September, or mid-September, I wish, mid-December. So yeah, this is like out of control, but I've talked about this a little bit before, just to kind of revamp that and kind of just go back over that again. So the yellow is urgent, purple is just for stock. This blue is a random set of the new watercolors that we have. I'll show you those in a minute. I went ahead and just printed a couple sheets of each color to get them into stock to help, but I've got to get those cut. This pink is like massive and overflowing, and I'm bending some sheets in there. I need to get those fixed so they don't mess up in the cutter. So everything is color coordinated just based on how much we need it. The pink is the new stock. Kim is working pretty far ahead on that right now because she's going to be here the next couple of weeks helping with the sale, and then she has a vacation planned mid-December. So we used to keep them up here. If it stored too long vertically instead of horizontally, it would start to like curl the pages. So that kind of that didn't work too well for us because I run this thing, you know, at least 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I can't catch up. So every now and then I'll have nothing, and it just amazes me. But otherwise, like the last couple months, I have not been able to keep on top of it. So we've thought about getting another F mark, but like we literally don't have the space. Why is it not focusing? Like this is my office and it is still not focusing. Okay, there you go. All right, so that is the setup that I have currently, and we are maxed out on space. We actually used to have a big shelf here with sticker stock, so we're now even storing less sticker stock in my office. That printer is amazing, but it takes up a ton of room. I just can't really seem to find a place. Like we have kind of when I bought this building, my dad was like, it's way too big for you guys, and we filled it up, and I am not gonna get another commercial space right now with the interest rates and the way things are. I don't rent, we only purchase. Just doesn't make sense for us. Anyway, so that's kind of, we are maxed out on space, so there's only a certain amount of growth that I can do currently, so we're just going to keep plugging along with this one machine and just cry about this every night. So let me take you over here and show you these new watercolors that we got. Hang on 1 second. All right, that was driving me nuts. I have a microphone plugged in since I'm doing a lot of stuff away from the camera today, so, and it was getting in the way of my little viewfinder. So there's basically 7 different types of sheets for these. So this is sheet 7. It has some really cool like full box layering watercolors, and then a ton of these washi strips and tons of the colors. I'm not doing a very good job keeping centered. And then we have this little bits and bobbles sheet. I believe this is sheet 4. So those in just a ton of different colors. What we're gonna end up doing is doing a monthly palette each month and releasing those for a limited time. These are our standard colorways. So this is one of the brights, and this is one of the muted. So this is sheet 3, which has a ton of these paintbrush stroke type things. That's some more of sheet 7. This is, yep, more of the little bits and bobbles guy. Okay, and then we have 2 types of corner sheets. So that is the first corner sheet, and then that is what the second corner sheet looks like. So you guys, these are like perfect for layering and doing all of the extra deco that you want to do. Even if it's not an OUC kit, you're bound to find, you know, colors and all of this that will work for your spreads. So these are the washi strips. That is sheet 5 maybe, I don't know, I'm still learning them. But and then yeah, more of the second corner pieces and the first. The corner pieces are my personal favorite. You guys have seen me probably do them in my plan with me's. I use them every single week. But let me just tell you, the colors on the screen are not near as vibrant as they really are, and it's getting light outside, so not fabulous lighting in here at the moment. But I'm super excited for these. These are live on the website and Etsy right now if you want to pick some of them up. So yeah, let's go ahead and move along. I have got a ton of covers to cut for albums, so we're going to get these covers cut and assembled so that I can take photos later today when it hopefully gets a little bit sunnier outside, and we're going to do some filming, and so I will be back to chat in a little bit. Okay, so I really made Sam's computer mad, which I kind of knew was going to happen. This computer is one that I brought to the shop. That is our personal computer because she was able to start so much quicker than I had anticipated, which was awesome. But I needed to get a computer in here quickly, so I grabbed the one from our house, and it's just not bulky enough for what we do and how many files we store and all of that good stuff. So I keep crashing Illustrator and Silhouette Studio, or Silhouette Connect, which I kind of knew was going to happen. Like, I have been fighting with it. She seems to be okay with it, which is awesome. But anyway, so I had to go out and use Luann's cutters to finish up, which is not a huge deal. But I might be freaking out a little bit about what I'm going to do for the Black Friday sale with it. But anyway, basically what I am doing is just assembling one of each of the new freebie albums so that I can get photos of it and Kim can get them listed on the website before the Black Friday sale. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that, and then we will be back to see what else we can get into. Okay, so albums are assembled. Awesome. I need to film my plan with me for next week, so I went ahead and grabbed out the two baskets that I always pull from for kits. I always pull the Deco and Deco journaling, which are actually stored with the rest of our Deco stuff, so I'm going to pull out a sheet of each of those. All right, so look, I'm using this Harvest, what is it called? Something about a harvest, I don't know, and it's not focusing. Why does this thing keep not focusing today? It hates me. Look, hello, right there, right there. Okay, well, you'll see it in my plan with me. How's that? So I've got my Deco and Deco journaling, and then I always get the TPC full boxes, the functional sheets. I have my functional. There's a TPC full boxes, and then I usually grab a sheet of the mini kit or the washi, depending on what's happening. So with Black Friday being next week, I have plenty of stuff to put in there, so I will need tons of labels. So I have either the first sheet, which has the truck washi on it, or the second sheet, which has the rainbow washi on it. I actually really like the rainbow washi, but I kind of like the little trucks with the little pumpkins and stuff like that in the back, and I think it'll be a little better for Thanksgiving week, since I am not a holiday kit user. So that's pretty much it. 5 sheets, and we're ready to go log these out of inventory and get to planning. Okay, so I had filmed this screen video and the audio quality was not great on it. So what I'm doing is turning down the audio and filming a new voiceover for this. But basically at this point in the day, I had gotten done with filming all of the new release videos and was coming to sit down for a little bit because standing and hunching over my workbench tends to hurt a little bit. So this is collection 201. It's called Flora. It releases, I think, mid-December, and we have to have our kits done by Friday so that we can send them home with Ashley for cutting the following week. So I was kind of running a little bit behind, but this basically is how we design kits. So there is a scratch file made which has all of the pieces. So once we have a full box or washi, etc., we can kind of take those pieces and just grab them for other uses. So I have to set up a second scratch file for the dailies because those scratch files get so massive in size from collecting all of that art, especially true of anything kind of watercolor style or hand painted style, etc. So basically I'm just picking out which pieces I want to use for the dailies. So the plum daily has a fourth pattern on it, the little washi headers. So I'm picking 3 main ones and then choosing the 4th one that I want for the plum dailies. And then I go ahead and save that as my second scratch file. Eventually, Lindsay and I toss these files. They're just used mainly to gather all the pieces, but we make sure everything prints well and etc. before we toss them. So this is how our cut files are stored. So every cut file is the same for every single kit. So like a 001 sheet is the same whether it's for collection, 200 or 250 or whatever. So we use that same basic template to then process all of the files, which makes it really nice because if we're cutting a 121 sheet, which is what this one is, we can go ahead and check out stock for the other 121 sheets and then go ahead and print and cut them at the exact same time. So this one is just the label sheet for the A5 Daily Duo. I set up what's called a swatch palette for all of my kits. That's what that little floating window in the middle is. Lindsay prefers to use an eyedropper tool. We do have some slight variations in how we use Illustrator. She actually went to school for design and advertising and communications, and I am self-taught aside from a couple of college courses that I took in Cincinnati years and years ago. So we just kind of have a different workflow process. I don't micromanage the way things are done as long as they transfer over to work for production. So basically I'm just selecting all of those colors and then changing them to my colors. And then at the bottom of that sheet there was like a tiny little freebie sheet. Some of the items that we still cut on the silhouette, if there's extra space at the bottom, we'll go ahead and throw a freebie sheet on it just to get the most bang for our buck with that. So what I'm doing is just trying to look through our freebie files and find something that I can slap at the bottom of it. So when we do kits, Lindsay and I do them at the same time. I generally have the odd number kits and she generally has the even number kits, but they'll be printed that way. So 201 and 202 will be print and cut at the same time. So we'll pick the same freebies to use and place them exactly in the same spot of the file so that when Ashley's cutting, she can go ahead and cut that 122 sheet with Lindsay's kit and my kit at the same time. So it's all just about finding a foolproof production method that makes things run smoothly and quickly and efficiently. I am such a production girl at heart that I like to just have a process for everything. So that there's no question, no breaking of trying to do how things are done, and everything is done consistently for every single customer, every single file, every single art, etc. So let's see, I'm trying to remember what I'm doing here. Okay, I think I'm just trying to see where Lindsay had left off to make sure that our freebies would match. So I was actually ahead of her. Whoever designs the files first will pick the freebie and place it on the sheet, and then it's up to the person that's trailing behind to grab the correct freebie and exact placement for their files to match with the other person's files. So that is it. It doesn't take long. This sheet took me the longest just to get the freebie picked out and set up. They go really quickly after that. So basically I'm just renaming the file because we have XXX at the beginning of every one of our cut files, and we just replace that with the correct SKU. So that was replaced with 201, 122, and saved accordingly. So now I'm just going in, selecting my colors. So I'm using a keyboard shortcut called select same fill color. You can set up a bazillion keyboard shortcuts, so you can't actually see what I'm clicking here, but basically I'm just using the keyboard to tell the system what to do. So just placing another freebie on there, turning off the cut layers, and changing the skew and saving it. So we always save our files in the manner that it will be printed, and then it's up to whomever cuts it to turn on those cut layers for the actual cutting. So this is the solid header sheet, and I'm just, again, selecting same fill color, going through and changing the colors. I set my swatch palettes up in the order that I want to drop colors into the files. That way everything is very consistent. As long as it's a sheet with 5 different color options, it's all placed in the same manner. It just kind of makes everything flow nicely from sheet to sheet. So that sheet was the first page of the Daily Duo. So I'm just taking in the pieces that I want to use, and I'm aligning them to those little clipping mask templates. So a clipping mask basically means I want to make that pattern fit into that box so that it fits onto the template. So there is some scaling and just kind of making sure. So I'm zooming in right now. I'm like, oh, okay, I think I want to show a little bit more of the pattern. So I'm just shrinking that down a tiny bit and centering it and getting it to look the way I want the complete finished sticker to look. There's also something called, I think it's pattern situation, where you can do a fill with a pattern and then you can scale how you want the pattern to look. I know a lot of shops that do use Illustrator will use that technique. Lindsay and I, it just doesn't really work for us. I like having more control, so I don't mind to spend the extra 30 seconds to kind of tweak the pattern in a full setup like this so that everything looks the way we exactly want it to look. So I'm just filling in that sheet with the pieces. So you'll notice that over on the left there's still those main pieces left. What we do is rasterize our art once it's in the template, but we keep those little extra pieces over to the side in case we need them. So something with using seamless patterns, if they're not lined up correctly, exactly right, there will kind of be a line where the two different patterns, the pages meet. So we just keep those off to the side in case we have any issues with printing. That is one thing I kind of gripe about with Illustrator. What you see on your screen isn't always what will print. So sometimes you'll see like a white line where it looks like things are not matching up, but when you print it, it's not there, and vice versa. So we just kind of keep a little piece of the art off to the side whenever we're doing anything like that, just so in case we need to tweak it later, we can. So now I'm just pulling open all of the full box, or the bottom boxes and the washi headers, and we're basically just going to kind of go through the exact same situation. So I think you guys are done hearing me talk. I'm going to go ahead and kind of speed through and let you watch the visual aspect of this. thought maybe you might want a crotch shot, you know. Anyway, so we just got done doing daily duo kits for 201, and I realized that I have not yet posted about the new releases that just went up, which is 199 and no 197 and 198. So I am currently just planner sticker shop. I am posting those on the website. So I don't know why I thought I should film this, but because I cannot do two things at once. Usually I use an app called Later to do our social media planning, which is really nice because I can go ahead on Sunday when I'm uploading all of the YouTube videos. So I use Later to do the schedule ahead type of stuff, but I can never schedule new releases when they go up because it varies on when Kim is going to be able to get them up. If there's any issues, I don't want to post going live before they're actually available for purchase. So I usually do those just whenever she gets them up and I think about it. So I have 197 and 198 go up, so I just airdrop the photos from my computer to my phone, and then I just go ahead and post those there. So what I'm doing now is hopping on the website and just grabbing clickable links for the stories, since we can post links in stories on Instagram now, which I think is like the greatest thing that they've ever done. So now I can go to my stories and post those, and I need to kind of actually change these templates. So these are a little bit cut off, and I need to change that to a square so that they look better. But this is our first one for the year, so it's fine if it's not perfect. I will get that fixed before Ashley does the next set of photos. So I got 197, so I need to go to 198, which is a New Year's kit, and grab the link from that. So something I'm pretty bummed about, we had to turn off our cart saving app. It is not compatible with our current theme, which is crazy to me because it's a very popular, very expensive theme. So I'm pretty bummed about that, but anyway, it is making the website load quicker because those were not, it was not going well. All right, so those are posted. I still have some more designing to do and a couple other random odds and ends, so I'm gonna get those done, and then I'll come back and either wrap up the video, depending on Jason's schedule. He may come in for a little bit and help me with Sam's computer and Silhouette Connect issue, and I have a ton of stripping stickers to do, cutting those down, so I will be back shortly and we'll do something else. Along with me. I'm wrapping this bad boy up. I'm tired of listening to myself talk. I say that all the time. I don't really need to fill silence. I'm not that type of person. So this is very out of character for me to want to do. So when I've had enough, I've had enough. So I'm done. I'm heading out. I'll be back in the shop tomorrow, probably all this weekend, probably all next weekend, but it's fine. So anyway, thanks for coming along. I hope you guys had a great time, and I will see you again real soon.